Now, let's see. I believe I talked to him about Mago. If you'll think back, one of the many conversations that I had with the man. I hope. Because apparently you can't talk to Mago without talking to Tamburlaine first. So I think I talked to Tamburlaine about Mago. I'm pretty sure the shops don't have anything. This one's weird because it looks like a shop, and you're like, oh, a shop. But then there's nobody in here? Why there nobody in here? Huh. It's weird. It's even got a big sign and everything. Yeah, I think it's over here. Here we go. Brenna, do you see that woman standing over there? Look, by the door of the tavern. I see her. And you remember that old engraving Sheridan used to show us? Of his mother? Yes. She was very young in that picture, wasn't she? Remember that of the little nose, the slight downturn of her mouth? This one's almost the same. I know so little about the king's past life. Before he adopted me, I mean. Didn't Gabriel ever sit you down and tell you about Phelan's past glories? I've heard all about the glorious lineage of Guernia, and the Battle of Lonely Mountain. Gabriel spent most of his time trying to stuff me with food from the palace kitchen. Sounds like Gabriel, all right. Phelan missed Boadicea terribly after she died. You've always said their marriage was more than political. He was trying to bring Terminor into Guernia, an alliance. When Boadicea died, it all fell apart. Good thing one of us has read the books in Guernia's library. This woman, she really does look like Boadicea, doesn't she? It's probably just a coincidence. Let's find out. How are we gonna find out? Only one way I know of. Excuse me, miss. Miss? Are you talking to me? I was wondering if you could settle a question. You see, I see by your cheaply dyed garments that you are from Guernia. Therefore, I will thank you not to address me with such informality. Don't you belong to one of the four royal families? Indeed I do. Yes, my family has great influence in this part of the world. Our history is the stuff of legend. And I am the second cousin, third removed, of the fourth daughter of Esmeralda, half-sister to the incomparable Queen Boadicea, and my poor aunt paid with her curiosity with her life. Discovering your relationship to the king does little to endear you to me. Why would I want to endear myself to you? Such casual effrontery. I won't bear it. Come back when you learn how to speak to your betters. Well, that's what you get for standing outside of a tavern. And this is a tavern? Doesn't look like much like a tavern. Looks like an empty room. Or maybe this is the tavern. I don't know. Let's see. This should be the castle, right? They said something about the castle. Is this a castle? Can I go in the castle? Probably not. Oh, hey. I haven't actually been in this part yet. I turned around because I was like, I don't want to trigger anything without Abrakan in the party. Because you never know when he might have something to say. Don't want to miss it. Then we've got a shop. At least two shops, at least. That's what it looks like. Hello. Quick word. Hi-ho, what's up, little man? How are things in Terminal? I've heard the head of the wizard school, the beautiful Ardra, is a man in disguise. Thank you? I guess? Whew, quite the library they've got here. Possible spells? Good day, miss. Well, my day just got a lot less boring. I would like to buy something. Acid, sleep, sensora. Wow, that's not great. What about the training? Loremaster and merchant. Wow, you're garbage. You're just straight up garbage. I guess that's what I get for expecting anything out of a merchant who is a librarian. I mean, really, what kind of library only has sensora? That's just silly. What about this house? What's this got? Is this a good shop? Oh, he's got instruments. Is this a bard shop? Well, it would be, but there's no one here. This is not the first time. Maybe they only maybe these shops only open at night. I don't know. Hello, so got a minute or two. One of the King's boys. Yeah. Is there anything else? Oh, here's another house with a cart out. Oh, did you see that? Ugh. Game gets a little loose with the with the walking detection. Who are you? Some kind of foreigners? Tamburlaine sent us. From the inn? Why didn't you say so? How is Tamburlaine these days? He says to tell you he's very well. How nice. And what else does Tamburlaine say? Tamburlaine always says there were days when the people of Terminer helped the people of Gwernia. So there were. And he said I'd be welcome here. Well, if Tamburlaine says all that, then you must be alright. Go ahead, please. Can't you see we're visitors? Look, I'm not allowed to speak to foreigners. Last time I did that, no one would trade with me for over a week. I can't let that happen. Please go somewhere else. We're looking for Mago. Mago? Who told you he was here? If a wizard told you, you must be a wizard yourself. And we all know what that means. He's pretty tired. You don't say. Look, I'm not allowed to speak to foreigners. Last time I did that, no one would trade with me. So yeah, Tamburlaine sent us. He says you're very well. Go ahead. So they'll let me in. So I can talk to Mago. Whoever Mago is. Anything interesting? No? Nothing readable? Because I'd be interested to read more about Mago if possible. No, it doesn't look like you can actually read anything. Oh well. Down the stairs we go into the basement. Good day, miss. Hey ho, cutie pie. Carried up a little gold on something cheap and fun. I've returned from poor Mago's house. I took some soup and candy to him once a week. His wife is a saint, sir. Would you like to buy something? Sure, Aura of Death. Darkness, Stamina versus Necromancy, and Spice. Spice, baby. What you got to train, though? Merchant and Wizard. Immolation, Control Elemental, and Versus Star. Pick up a Versus Star. And Immolation. Might as well. I mean, there's no reason not to have spells. There's no reason not to learn all of the spells. And Versus Star is going to come on very handy when I end up fighting a lot of people who use star magic. It helps with all that Web of Starlight spam anyway. Though, as usual, the Versus doesn't always fix the problem. What do you want with us? A visit. I've heard what? It's complicated. My name is Alaron, and I don't want to know your name. You're a stranger, and strangers come for one thing only. Heard about my poor Mago, did you? Come to gawk at the madman of Terminor? I just want to see him. You can't. Is Mago here? Now look what you've done. Mago? There, Mago, don't fret. Is he mad? Mad? Is that all they told you? Did they tell you he was once a powerful wizard? Did they explain how they all used to come to him for help? Rid us of this, Mago, please. Help us with that. And it was always there for them. If he was a good man, he still is a good man. It's all right, you can tell us. It started like a tide. My poor Mago began to snap at people. Nothing big, just rude sometimes. Terrible, isn't it? Go on. Other days he would fall into dark moods, spent hours alone at a time. When the nightmares began, I chalked it up to nerves. He was too busy in the village. Such a helpful man. Then the spells began to go awry. Minor at first, but then the real backlashes. Sometimes the effects would last for days. Crops withered in the field, the animals began to grow sick, and every time Mago tried to stop it, things only got worse. That's when the mob came. Never mind all the good he'd done in the past. Never mind that. My poor Mago was just ill. No, they said, dangerous. A madman. No, not fit to be walking around the streets. They came in the night with spears, dragged us out of our bed. It's all right, dear. He just wants to know. What happened then? I'll tell you what happened then. The next morning they wanted to burn him at the stake. They thought they could set things right that way. The mob gathered round, torches in hand, and I looked into his eyes and knew that something terrible was going to happen. The sky grew suddenly dark, and the clouds swirled in over our heads. Lightning flashed from the sky, and fiery rain fell. The lightning came not just from the clouds, but from Mego as well. The wind howled. Mego howled. It was deafening. It was more than I can describe. The crowd scattered and ran for shelter. But you managed to escape? I don't know how. I tried to reach him, to get him to stop, but something struck me and I fell unconscious. When the clouds finally cleared and the people ventured out again, Mego was standing alone where they had tied him. His ropes had burned off and he was in the same state you now see. The land was blasted. Nothing grew for years. The people were afraid. They locked him up. I stayed, but he's never returned to me. Just this. Not the Mego we once knew. So. He had no true name. How do you know that? He learned magic without knowing the true word for himself. How could you possibly guess that, boy? Who are you? I have no true name. Ah! 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 Oh no, it will happen again. Ah! It's all going to happen again. You must hide yourself. You must lock yourself away for your own sake and for everyone else. I'm not hiding anywhere. If you love your friends, if you love your family, hide. Go where you can do no harm. He's saying hide backwards. Go now. Go away. Well, they seem nicely concerned for me. Please, just leave us alone. But sorry. Well, unfortunately for my situation, hiding isn't really an option. Because it's been made very clear to me that the forces of chaos are currently growing, and the entire reason that they are capable of doing so is because I exist. So if I went and ran and hide and turned into a madman like Mego, which is what apparently is going to happen if you spend too much time apart from your spiritual self, you'll go insane, which makes sense, I suppose. And Elshiva was apparently his other half. Okay, I have a bit of a problem here. This is supposed to be the castle. Because they said Mago's house is right outside the castle. Where's the door? How does anybody get in here? It's just a blank wall. Doesn't make any sense. Ah, well. We'll just have to continue on. Now we're done, basically. No, we're not quite done with Terminar. There's one side quest we have to do, in which the innkeeper Tamberlin asked us to kill some trolls. So we're gonna kill some trolls, eventually. We just gotta find them. It's really weird that there's no one in these shops. Like, there's two shops, so it's like, there's no one here. I thought maybe it was like, oh, daytime, and they come back in daytime, and then there's still nothing. So maybe it was daytime, and I just need to wait for nighttime? Is this a door? Oh, yeah, a door. Oh, hey, I like your boots, mister. Oh, hey. So that's why there was nothing in there. Oh. Wait, no, this is... You didn't sell anything different than that other guy. Didn't sell any boots. He didn't sell no cool boots. Well, now I know to look around inside the house. Maybe there's a door I didn't see. That's possible. Oh boy. Doors within doors. Oh, I can't turn the camera. Hello, doors against the walls, against the camera? No, there's nothing here. This is just an empty shop that doesn't have anything in it. Oh well. But yeah, now we're done with Terminar, so we can just mosey on out. I've gotten everything worth getting in here, as far as I know. So, except for the reward for those trolls. I mean, I already bought Boots of Speed. What could they possibly give me as a reward that's better than that? Just nothing. Maybe a helmet of speed? But yeah, I was looking at the actual effects of haste, and it's like, all haste does is increase your movement range. But that's also really useful. But on top of that, it also boosts your dexterity. So in the end, it's just top tier boots. Because combine the boots of speed with teleport, and you can cross the whole battlefield in one turn. Really solves the whole, well, the other guys spawned in on the other side of the battlefield and there's nothing I can do about it problem. It's not such a problem for like Aileron and Brenna because they have ranged weapons, but I'm pretty sure Rita can't use bows. That's probably not important. Oops, didn't mean to talk to you, Arturo. And there you'd be, and now you are here. Separate ways. Oh, poor Arturo. Hello again, young squire. What can I do for you? It's been a long trip, friend. Some supplies? No, I don't want supplies. Although he does sell nice stuff. Maybe I should get extra rings of healing. I don't think it's really worth it. Because even if the healing ability stacked... Now, who's this guy? I completely forgot this guy existed. Boredom, stupefaction, tedium. Ha! That's it. Ooh, tedium. Thou art my drab-faced muse. Can I interrupt? Quite all right, lad. Just working on the poem. Don't suppose you can think of a rhyme for catatonic? Are you saying you're a little bored? Not a little, my friend. Perhaps moronic would fit the bill. Yes, I'm frightfully bored. I guess by your commentary or from Grinnell. Take my advice and leave Termina quickly. It's not your kind of town. Well, thank you, I suppose. We're only passing through the city, as happens. Really? You don't look like you're out to pick blueberries. Actually, you're questing, aren't you, my friend? Delighted to know that. Let me introduce myself. Baird's the name. Poet, ranger, and one-time leader of men. I'm Aileron. It's good to meet you, Baird. Likewise, I was rather hoping that someone of your general demeanor would show up in this dead city one day. Don't suppose you'd care for some extra company out on the road? I know this region like the back of my own hand. We are in need of a ranger. Well, you'll never get lost with me as your guide. Almost never. Ask me anything. Do you know way through the desert? Cross the desert all the time. Love the sunshine. I can lead you from here all the way to Zerta's Gate. Ask me anything. Do you have any other skills? Poetry, lad. My pentameters would make a dragon weep. Listen to this. I was actually thinking along some somewhat more practical lines. What could be more practical than the golden words of the troubadour? Let's see. Thank you, Baird. Will you join me? Alas, I'm afraid there's no room for me. Aileron, you know we can't be without me. Who'd tell you when you're stupid? That reminds me. You're right, you stay. Aileron, you know your spells and cantrips by now. I'll be waiting in Termina in the Ogre if you ever need me again. Rita, I still have much to learn about magic. I need you around. Boy, you're almost ready. You can do it. No, Abican, you have one last lesson to teach. Thank you, Beard. But I think we're best as we are for now. Condemned to a life of cruel idleness. Goodbye then, lad. Good luck on your journey. Just another possible party member. I don't know what his skills are. Maybe they're really good. Maybe they're really bad. There's no way to know without dumping one of my own party members. And unlike the deal with the quest, I'm pretty sure your stats do reset if you just swap party members. Because I remember swapping party members out once, and then it's like, oh no, I want Abrakan back, and I got him back, and all his stats were reset. So I'm pretty sure that's what happens. But now we gotta go south, and we gotta find ourselves... well, not south. We gotta find ourselves that bridge that's overrun by trolls. Probably by following the road. I'll be willing to bet the road will lead us to where we need to go. We just need to go places we've never been before. Like down here. I've never been down here. This looks very promising. Looks to be some sort of primitive dock. You'd think a city that's all, oh, we're so cool, would have a bit more of a fancier dock than this. This looks a little rough. Especially since it's so far outside the city. Oh, we've got chaos. Chaos has come to the boats. So I will throw daggers at them. And they will be very upset about it. I'm not even going to make it daytime. What do you think of that, Well, maybe I should have. If Aileron's gonna run around missing. I mean, the Heartseeker bow has so much accuracy. How do you miss? That's kind of ridiculous. The fact that the Heartseeker bow would miss at all, ever. Because if I remember correctly, it has massive accuracy. It has 50 accuracy. No, I was thinking of that other bow. It's one that I saw, I didn't buy it. Because it had really low damage, but it had 100 accuracy, so it always hits. But it had like 2 damage. It's like, well, 2 damage? That's not good. That's not sufficient for my needs. I need more than that. Okay, is there anything down on the docks? Is it just this corpse? This guy's seen better days. Any openable boxes? Why, yes. We've got healing potions. Don't need quite so many healing. Oh, disarm that trap. What do we got? It's versus naming staff. Not terribly enthused about it. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. Every day I go, oh, maybe it's a teleport scroll, but it's not. Ah, well. I could have swore the teleport scroll was near the Port Said. Because I remember getting that teleport scroll and then going to the island and getting that teleport scroll, and then I had 2 teleport scrolls. And I taught one to Aileron and one to Rita, and then they just became a ferocious teleporting duo. Just zipping around and smacking things to death. But it may be that it came out of random chests, just a random loot, because I ain't seen that teleport scroll. As much as I'd like to find it, it's just not showing up. Wolves, huh? I ain't afraid of no wolves, especially if there's only 2 of them. Like, this is a downgrade, and no matter which way you look at it. Only fighting 2 wolves? This isn't going to give me good experience. It's not worth wasting spice on. Is there anything up here on this hill? This looks very tempting. Very tempting to put a treasure chest up here. Let's see if they succumbed to the temptation. They did not. There's no treasure chest up here. I feel betrayed. This is almost as bad as finding out there's nothing behind a waterfall. And not like, oh, there's a blank wall behind the waterfall. I'm talking about, you find a waterfall, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna go inside there. And you go inside, and there's nothing. It's just an empty cave. Like, an empty cave behind a waterfall is the most insulting thing to ever exist. And this is almost as bad, because this little hill just screams, there's treasure up here, but there's nothing. Such incompetence cannot be borne. Hey, look, a beach. Hey, look, a bitch. Oops. Excuse my language. There'll be no swearing on this channel, sir. This is a Christian channel. Well, maybe not pure Christian, because, you know how it'd be. It's just a joke. Come on. Lighten up. Oh, God, I hate the low. I hate I hate the pop-ins. You could be practically on top of things for them to show up. It makes finding treasure chests a pain. But let's see if there's anything on this beach, eh? Eh? Can't go over there. Is this a cave? It's hard to tell. Since it could be a cave, or it could be just a blank spot on the wall. Oh, hey, a troll. Oh, hey. Seems to be Troll Cave. Now, let's remember, trolls can be dangerous if they get into melee range, so we got to be careful. We got to... Oh, it's just one troll. Oh, come on. If it was like 20 trolls, I'd be like, oh my, this is gonna be tough. But no, it's just one troll. I could kill this guy before he can move. You gotta give me more. You gotta give me more to work with here. One troll is probably not even worth all that much experience. 2,700. It's garbage. You can't even level up. Can't even level up your stamina with that. And stamina is the cheapest thing to level up. The reason why it's so cheap is because there's a lot of leveling up you can do to your stamina. All the other stats are set at 30, except for stamina, which I think goes up to 100. So that's hence it being significantly cheaper. Alright, this is a bit more like it. This is going to be some decent experience. Yes, it would be if they didn't just decide to completely resist my fireballs. I guess it still counts as nighttime. Well, then here, it's daytime now. You can cast all the spells you like. It's even more infuriating because I know for a fact that trolls are weak against fire. Fire does tons of damage to these guys. I've hit them for 100 damaged fireballs before. But they're like, no, today we resist. We resist your piddling fireballs. Well, I'll just have to stab them normally then. Come on, camera, don't be like that. Calm down, camera. I know fireballs are good. I know fireballs will work. I guess Aileron just needs more wizard spell. More wizard skill, not spell. Pfft, slip off my tongue. There, see? 73 damage on a troll. That's a lot of damage. Finish off the rest of these guys. Rita will do the honors for him. Maybe it's Dragon Flames specifically they're weak against, because I remember Dragon Flames also doing massive amounts of damage. Scores a critical hit. Pow! Unfortunately, it was in the front, so it actually ended up doing less damage than the normal one. Oops, I didn't want to catch. She's not close enough to hit the other guys with Dragon Flames. Well, she can hit these two. But that's it. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. See, it does just about the same amount of damage as Fireball does. Which is actually pretty impressive, because Fireball actually does a lot less damage. Or more damage than Dragon Flames, usually. So I think these guys are actually weak against Dragon Flames specifically. See, 114. You can't hit that amount. You can't hit that amount with fireballs. No, sir. I gotta wait for the last two guys. All right, let's end this. We've wasted too much time on your piddling green wastes of breath. Okay, why isn't Dragon Flame hitting that guy? Must be some weird line of sight thing. Honestly, the targeting in this game could use a little work. Just a little bit. Now we just need to finish these two guys off and then we're done. Then we can find out what's in this cave. Oh, and he ran away. What a chump. That's a decent amount of experience. Let's save it up for a little bit. Until I figure out something I want to actually spend it on. Is that it? I went through all this just for 100 gold? I get more money killing chaos. This is pathetic. You don't put a big whole cave system with tough enemies in it just to give them 100 gold, man. You can at least, like, if you had at least given me like 10 sapphires or something, I'd been like, oh, that's actually pretty nice. I'm happy I came down to this cave. Now I am not happy I came down to this cave. I got a little bit of experience, but really I need massive amounts of experience or a really good weapon, which I don't think even exists in the game. I have no clue, but I highly doubt that there's actually anything that's going to be useful to me. That Jester Mace would be good if, you know, I could use it. If only Aileron could change his aspect from solar to lunar. It's funny because he told Ardra back in Talawalk that he didn't know what his aspect was, but he's definitely solar aspect. I think I'm gonna focus on improving Aileron's warrior skill from here on out. Since he doesn't have any decent weapons, and I think that the +2 warrior that Rada gets on her from Warfang may actually be what is helping her actually hit things better, despite the accuracy not being so good, as well as having somewhat lower sword. Her sword skill's not that great. But I'll boost her shield skill to max and give her a sword. There we go. That's something I needed to do, but I had forgotten. There's really nothing much more for Abrakan other than boosting his stamina, which is, of course, increasing his max health since he can't even use spells, so... Like, his shield's maxed, his hafted is maxed, his warrior is maxed, he doesn't need sword or throne, so... all the stats, he doesn't need intelligence. This is completely useless to him since he's not using thrown weapons, although he could. I could change it so that he's the one using the dragon fang, I mean. But I don't want that. I want him to be the guy in front smacking hoes with a pimp stick. There we go. See, it's really hard to tell that this is supposed to be a cave. It just looks like an odd shape in the rock. Ooh, fancy cave music. Ooh, somebody's head. Chaos. Haste cast on Chaos Scoot. Chaos Scoot? Yes, a Chaos Scoot. They're like Chaos Scouts, but they scoot instead of walk. No one ever said I was good at jokes. Oh, mysterious cave, what wonders do you hide? A tent way too small for anyone to actually sleep in. And is that treasure or is that just skulls? That looks like just skulls. But you never know. Oh, wait. Are they skulls or are they eyeballs? It's kind of hard to tell. Probably skulls. I mean, why would you just have a bunch of giant eyeballs sitting around? That'd just be silly. hear somebody's footsteps. There's somebody else in here. Oh, he sees me. He wouldn't be pushing against the wall if he didn't see me. I also want to boost Aileron's magic skills so that he can get his fireballs on the same level as Brenna's. But it's kind of on a lower priority right now. Because I'm reaching the part of the game where there's going to be enemies where you just can't use magic on them. As the Tower of the Necromancer showed, there's just some enemies just don't even bother trying to use magic. So, in that situation, Aileron was almost completely useless. There was nothing he could do. Because he doesn't have a weapon that's accurate enough to actually hit any of those guys. So, I want to improve his accuracy so he can actually hit things for once. Only problem being, it's really expensive to level up your warrior. And maybe I'll find something more accurate than not. I suppose it's more important to be accurate than it is to actually deal a lot of damage. Just as long as it does more damage than the Heartseeker bow. That's all it needs to hit harder than that, because these enemies also tend to take no damage when you pull out the bow and you do 1 or 2 points of damage. That's not good enough. That was a strange little thing. Oh, another Chaos Sword. Fantastic.